Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Good evening, Kristin.
Good evening, Susette.
Summer's geared up.
Yes, we are ready.
We have a lot going on.
I am still full from Taste of Mystic.
Are you still full?
I'm still full.
You mean all this time? You're really great sponsors for the Taste of Mystic. Really great food. The energy was like up to here.
Yep.
Okay, but what else is new? It's right on the Old Mystic Village property. What kind of energy would you expect?
True.
Right?
Yes.
So what else is going on?
We are having a party. You're having a party. And
I am.
You're throwing a party.
Yeah, June 22nd at Import Auto, Business After Hours. I have to say this right, luxury hits the road. So we came up with that because the jewelry is traveling to Import Auto, where I hear there's going to be some really unique imported cars.
Yep, and great prizes from...
Great prizes. So we have 15 raffles, which include our famous $49 watches, which will be our business card giveaways. So you got to come. I mean, these are great watches, and so there are 15 raffle gift bags. Also, we are kicking it off from the Mystic Outdoor Art Festival's 60th anniversary. That signature painting will be revealed from our local artist, Susan Noyes.
Very exciting.
Very, very exciting.
You can sign up at mysticchamber.org.
Absolutely. And it's from
we'll
5:30 to 7:30, and it's going to be a great time. Just a little shout out to Ocean Blue Catering, Blue Squid, we have Metza, we have Cove Ledge, and brand new chamber member, Epicure Brewery.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot going on.
A lot going on.
So what else is going on? I know.
Well, you know, with the summer season, it means outdoor concerts.
Yes.
And I happen to love the Seaport, Mystic Seaport myself,
And how long
as
have you
know.
been volunteering?
A couple of
we
years.
hear this all the time.
It's been, I think it's been 2 years now. I can't
you
believe
love
it. I do. I love it. Yeah.
I actually caught you one time walking with your little backpack. You know, it was a Sunday afternoon.
I don't even like sailing. I like being the person on land waiting for the ships to come in.
Yeah, but we love the Mystic Seaport.
We do. And who do we have on the show today?
Well, I'm going to tell you, to my right, also a Chamber Board of Directors member, and it's Dan McFadden, Director of Communications. Good evening, Dan.
Good evening.
And we have Arlene Marionette, and I have that name, practice, not spelled, but practice, and I said it right. And Arlene, what do you do there?
I'm the Public Programs Project Manager.
Okay, so we'll get back to you, and I know there's a lot going on. So Dan, why don't we start with you?
Okay, let's start there.
Okay, so you tell us what's going on.
Well, first of all, I have to thank Kristin for being such an excellent volunteer.
She is
As you know, we could not run the place without our volunteers, and she's a key part of our operation.
And you know what? That is true.
That's
That really
absolutely true.
is true,
That is
Dan. The
absolutely true.
volunteers are key.
And I think you're now in our Rosenfeld exhibit, right?
I'm in the Rosenfeld exhibit, yes, and I'm actually doing like observations of how people are interacting with the exhibit, and there's different personality types of visitors. I love all that stuff. So observing and talking to people in certain ways
great.
and interpreting, yeah.
Because of Kristin, the love of the Seaport, and her volunteerism, we do get a lot of shout out for the Mystic Seaport. So
And
it's wonderful.
Again, we thank you all. So what's new this year? Well, we're year-round, as
Yes.
you know. And we've made lots of improvements to our campus, notably the Thompson Exhibition Building.
Beautiful.
The McGraw Quadrangle, all the new exhibits in there. So we're year-round, and we're at our best, of course, in the summer.
Oh,
but
beautiful.
That's part of all of this improvement is we're marking it this year because we're really done in many ways.
Yep.
We've done all the construction. We restored the Morgan. We sailed the Morgan. Everything is here. The Sabino's getting back in the water later this summer to start operation again. So we have everything we had planned to have and hoped to have. So this year, we're just going to try to knock it out of the park, doing what we do well every day.
Like a little ta-da!
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And that starts on June 16th with our Black and White Party, which Arlene is
It's going to
putting
tell us all
together.
about
Yep.
it. So Arlene, Black and White Party. Tell us all about that.
Yes. So on June 16th,
Right there.
we have the Black and White Party coming up. Now, this is really a celebration of the North End. This is, you know, the new North End of campus, galleries all around the Common. And so this event actually is inspired by the Nikki McClure exhibit, the paper cutting, beautiful paper cutting. And then we also have the Dazzle Ship exhibit in Sea Change. And we have the Rosenfeld exhibit. And so this is kind of where we came up with this black and white theme.
There's a picture of the Dazzle there. So you put that little curtain on in front of you, and then you end up looking kind of camouflaged.
Right.
Because the ships in World War One.
Or Lord
Yeah, I was gonna. We got that right.
Somebody talked to me about that from the Seaport, Dan.
Yes. Well, I mean, Sea Change is our major first exhibit in the Collins Gallery in a new building. And we took a number of items from our collections, which were unique, interesting, had a great story, and told a story of change or made a connection. And this particular one, inspiring black and white, is camouflage from World War I called Dazzle, which is really an op art way of painting entire ships in different colors and shapes to make it hard to see on the horizon.
That.
And so our exhibit staff thought that was really cool and thought this is a way where you could have people demonstrate the concept behind it. So and people have had a lot of fun going and holding it up and camouflaging themselves and taking selfies, which is exactly what we encourage them to do in that space.
Out there,
and interact with our artifacts and with the exhibit in ways that maybe we haven't done before. And this black and white party is completely a way to address that. Rosenfeld black and white photography as well. And Nikki McClure does black paper cuts with generally white behind it. And it's amazing what she is able to do by taking just a sheet of paper and just subtracting space to make a 3D piece of art. It is remarkable, and we have some neat cabinets in the exhibit in addition to the artwork where she shows her process materials, how she starts with a sketch and how she practices it and what the final result is. And you think we've all sat there with scissors and paper, so I could do this, which actually you can, but boy does she just does an incredible job, and when you see it, you don't think it's just a single sheet of paper. It's really remarkable.
But Dan and Arlene, I wore this shirt, on behalf,
Looks
pretty dazzly.
To be dazzled. I said, I thought this would be great. I did see the pictures, but I didn't do that on purpose, but I'm glad I did. So Arlene, tell us about this little party.
Yeah, well, you're ready to come.
I'm ready to come,
We are encouraging guests to come dressed in black and or white. It's not formal. It's it's casual. You could dress up if you want to. You could come completely outrageous if you want to, but just come in black and white. And we're going to have actually a outfit contest. And so you can post yourself on social media that evening using hashtag black and white, hashtag Mystic Seaport. And you could win a basket of wonderful themed items for the evening. We also have activities, so you can try your hand at faux scrimshaw. We can also do paper cutting in the Nikki McClure exhibit. We have that going on.
Paper cutting, that's what I want to do. We should go one night.
We should go there. Absolutely. We should go to that.
We're actually partnering with Mystic Museum of Art on an activity. They're going to have figure drawing. So lots that you can kind of do and be interactive at the event. It's going to be a cash bar. We're going to have light appetizers. We have the GLP Spa jazz band performing.
What time does it start?
So it's at 6:30. 6:30 on Friday, June 16th, and it goes until 9:30. And we have all the galleries open late that night. So you can visit all the galleries on the McGraw Quad. And it's kind of a fun outdoor event. If the weather doesn't cooperate, we have that whole beautiful deck on the Thompson Exhibition Building, so you'll still be undercover, so we can do it rain or shine.
And I have to tell you, that is the most eye-catching. The Thompson Building. I love that. I love the building. I was there for the opening, and I think it's something that I think we all should be proud of. Because it's absolutely beautiful.
You've got a lot of great feedback about it. I think it succeeds in doing what we wanted to do, is find a building that would stand out, but at the same time fit in. Right. And I think the wood and the architecture of it does both things. And
but it serves
really
its purpose
and it
as
serves
well.
Its purpose. Yep.
So what else is going on, Arlene?
So, starting on July 12th, we have the Arts on the Quad Summer Series back for its second season. So this is something that we encourage guests to bring picnics and set up on the lawn. And we have all different types of performances throughout the summer. We have theater, we have opera, we have rock and roll. Essentially, it takes place every Wednesday. Actually, I shouldn't say every Wednesday. It starts July 12th, and it takes place on Wednesdays until the end of August.
But how can they find out what
So just visit
program?
mysticseaport.org/arts on the quad, and all the information is on there. We have some returning groups like Flock Theater. They were a big popular group last summer. And
That's one of your popular ones.
Yes, it was actually, it was two of our biggest nights for the series were the two Flock Theater performances.
They're very well known too.
Yes, and we have them coming back for The Tempest and Richard II. And then we also have Salt Marsh Opera returning, and they're going to perform duets, well-known arias, and show tunes. So we're looking forward to having them back. And then we have new groups. We have a band from Brooklyn called M Shanghai. They're a string band. They classify themselves as timeless Americana with a rock and roll soul.
I think this is a band, Arlene, that we need to go see.
They're fantastic. I've seen them many times. They have been around for a number of years, and I was really excited to bring them to Mystic Seaport. They're going to be performing on August 2nd. So that's M Shanghai. And then we also have the Guthrie Brothers doing a Simon and Garfunkel experience. So that's going to be fantastic Simon and Garfunkel music during the evening. So we also have Rock and Soul Review.
When is that?
That one is...
I'm going to get online to find that one out, Arlene.
I think it's July 26th. Yeah. And then the series kicks off on July 12th with Rock Spring. They're a bluegrass band. So a lot of really great, fun music. It's diverse,
so
but it's
Wednesdays
also...
are booked.
You know what? I'm thinking about this.
My Wednesdays are booked for the summer.
Well, the other thing is, too, I think the variety of the acts and I think you have something for everyone.
Absolutely.
And so it's just a matter of getting online and going to the website and saying, hey, listen, what's a good night for my family or that couple or whoever? There is every single performer and act that you have is a big, diverse group of people. So
yeah, they start it at 6:30 in the evening, and we encourage people to come early and bring a picnic and set up on the lawn. We have a cash bar by Coastal Gourmet, and so you can come and basically just spend your evening in the beautiful surroundings and watch the sunset and listen to some great music or watch a show.
It's very generous of the Seaport to do that, I think, to open up that quad and have it extend, because there's really nothing like being at the museum
outside.
On the river, outside, during the sunset hours.
It's a
really
pretty incredible
magical.
location.
Well, I think the Mystic Seaport has the prettiest campus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're
Well, I'm
right
not gonna
there.
argue with
I mean,
that.
it is so beautiful on that campus. Having everybody's heard this story, but having grown up here, that was one of my favorite places just to even go in the fall. In the wintertime, grabbing a cup of coffee and just walking around. So
we're trying to find ways to do that. That was part of the program for the McGraw Quad, the new building, were ways we could engage people to come into the museum in different ways outside of sort of formal exhibits. Right. So the more we can be a public gathering place and have concerts and theater like Arlene is developing and the Black and White Party, we're trying to do a lot more of that and get the community in on our grounds at different hours in different ways.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because for some of us that have lived here all our lives, it was, and it is, still a place where you can just, I always call it one with yourself. You just really grab that coffee, and I really mean this, and just walk around and see, even if you know what's going on, it sits on the prettiest river we have, you know what I mean? And you can always find something to do, or you always run into people.
You
that
do.
You
always run into somebody.
You always run into somebody, whether it's somebody that you know from the community or whether you're just excited to see whatever's going on, an exhibit.
What I like to do is I like people that come back, and they've come back year after year, and the movement is different. So they come in the north entrance, and now they're being moved around the quad, and they're going to these different exhibits. So they can't necessarily find their way like they used to say, oh, well, we've been to that, we've been to this. But now they're almost lost, which is a great way to be at a place that you've been all your life, and then they go back, and it's a new experience.
Right.
So
it's a different pattern. You can do. You're not doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
So Arlene,
the changing exhibits and that.
So much for bringing this to awareness and having this wonderful opportunity to showcase these beautiful and great entertainment.
Well, thanks for giving us the opportunity to get the word out.
So Dan?
Yes.
What do you have in store for us?
Oh, I have a lot of fun things in store. Let's go to the other end of our campus, to our shipyard, and many people know the Mayflower II is here. We'll be here till late spring 2019. We're restoring her for the 400th anniversary of the Pilgrims'
spring 2019
arrival for Plymouth Plantation. It's a wonderful collaboration with the museum, so some of their staff is working with our shipwrights on the project. We're on a very tight schedule. It's going really well, but I did bring some video which gives you an update of where we stand on the project.
Sounds great. So we're ready to roll.
We're here at Mystic Seaport in Mystic, Connecticut, doing a major overhaul and restoration to the Mayflower II. If you look behind me here, you can see what looks like a giant mailbox. Well, that's our shelter that is covering the work, and I thought I'd bring you on inside and take a look at how this restoration is progressing. Plymouth Plantation, the owner of the ship, will be getting the ship ready for the 400th commemoration of the Pilgrims landing at Plymouth Rock in 2020. You can see behind me the great work that the shipwrights here at Mystic Seaport have already begun to do as we're peeling off the planking to expose the frames and the skeletal structure of the ship in preparation for replacement and renewal of many, many new parts of the ship. We're coming up into the hold, which is the lowest part of the ship, where the cargo would have been held in 1620. And you can see the fantastic work the shipwrights are doing here. They're working on removing the inner keelson, which is one of the main structural members that need replacement in the ship. If you look around here in the hold, you can see a lot of the other deteriorated work that Mystic Seaport will be replacing. And I'd like to take you up on the half deck to show you Matt Barnes, the lead shipwright on the project, can show you some of the brand new work that the Mystic shipwrights have put into Mayflower II.
When we got it last year, all this beam work was completely deteriorated and rotten. So we went through and removed the old clamping, which you see here, and the beam work, which supports the half deck. Most of the work we did here is all by hand. What we really try and do here at Mystic Seaport is continue the traditions of how these ships would have originally been built. So if you look at the beam work here, you can see the cross hashing from hand planes. There's adze work and axe work, and we encourage all our shipwrights here to learn these trades and really apply it to the work here.
It was very important to Plymouth Plantation that throughout this preservation effort, the public would be able to still be involved and see what's going on. We have multiple viewing areas and we're changing them all the time to try and give the public the experience of seeing a working shipyard restoring a large vessel. It's great to be underway here with this monumental project to this historic icon, Mayflower II, and I look forward in 2 years to being able to have the ship fully operational and sail back to Plymouth Plantation for the 2020 commemoration.
Dan, that's truly amazing. And when I just heard, that's all hand done?
Well, it is hand done to a certain
extent,
degree.
yeah,
so
right.
we still use, you saw a chainsaw.
Right.
Use a
But
bandsaw, and they didn't have it back in the time. But when it comes down to large timber work like that, to get the fit and finish you need, a traditional hand tool is often the way to do it. And she does need to represent a vessel that age too. So hand work that finishes a timber so it looks like it was finished by hand is an important part of the process too.
So where does the wood come from?
Oh, that's a great story. Wood comes from all over. As you know, we're always on the, I won't say on the prowl, but we're always on the lookout for live oak and white oak and any sort of, which are the two major types of wood we need right now for Mayflower. And through the Morgan and Ivan Amistad and projects before that, our shipyard director and our new senior curator of watercraft, Quentin Snedeker, has contacts all over the country, really, in particular the southeast, where you find live oak. And in fact, he and with the captain there and Matthew Barnes, who you saw there, just went down to Louisiana and Mississippi, I guess about 2 months ago, to harvest some live oak. That some was coming down on some private land to an easement for power lines. The other was a lightning strike on an oak that had survived, live oak that had survived Katrina, but got hit by lightning. And both families are very eager to see the wood go to a good purpose.
Right.
So we sent them down there and brought back, I think, 3 truckloads of very important wood. And we store it, then we bring it into the shipyard, and then they survey which pieces they want for what part. And each shipwright, if you're responsible for a floor timber, you're responsible from beginning to end. So you go select the wood and you do the rough cuts, and then you do the final cut and the final fit. So it's a whole process that's going on.
It is a whole
and you can watch the whole thing in our yard Monday through Friday.
Wow. So, and the Plymouth Plantation will be without the Mayflower II.
Yes, so normally
whole
she's
time.
at her berth in Plymouth Harbor. She's not there for these years, but that's really what needs to happen to get restore the ship and to restore the ship in time for the anniversary, which is really what they want.
Wow.
So, yeah, so we're really happy to have them here. It's a great thing for people to see here at Mystic Seaport, and we're able to work with them. They're able to get the ship restored in an economical and in the proper fashion, and that's what we do. So it's a really nice partnership.
So doing it that way, does that make it last longer? Is that a testament to the old way of doing things?
Well, if you do it right, it will last as long as it can, and we try to do things right.
Yeah.
So, you know, they were not using modern materials particularly, so it's wood, it's you know, pine tar, it's trunnels like we use for the Morgan, are using galvanized iron fasteners in some places, which is what the original Mayflower had. But the idea is to get her ready for another 50 years or longer. She's over 60 years old now. So we're doing
There's
what we
nothing
can
wrong
to
with
give
that.
her, give her
I
another
just want to
lifetime
let you
like
know
that.
that, Dan. There actually isn't anything wrong with the
Getting a little work
lethality,
done, you
little
mean,
bit.
or?
Well, both being over 60 and getting a little work done. I mean, agree with all those points.
And that's the same thing. Well, Sabino now is, you know, over
Well,
100,
yeah,
so
over 100,
we're
I
finishing
mean.
her up too. But that's the same
The
thing.
same thing, yeah.
Same thing we're doing with Sabino, which is we're completing her restoration. She'll be back in operation for the Antique and Classic Boat Rendezvous Parade, July 23rd.
There she is right there. That's
which is going to
beautiful.
be, we're so happy after 2 years of not having her in operation to get her
Yeah.
back running. And she'll start running for the public again on August 1st. And what we needed to
You
do
know, we
that to give her
really
another
missed her.
25, 30
Yeah, we
or
really missed
more
her.
years.
Yeah.
And she's got a brand new boiler too, which held us up for a little bit, but it's in our shop. We're putting it together now and hoping to drop it in over the next couple weeks and get her inspected and get her back running so you can watch her go back through the drawbridge again and blow the whistle.
I think that's great. You know, with just a little bit of help with some of these 60 and 100-year-old things, they're going to go and they're going to last forever. But I
If
do
you need
have
to
a
come down to the
question.
shipyard,
I'm
we'll
going to.
help,
Listen.
you know.
Listen. I'm
do what
going to
we
go
can.
right down there and just view this whole thing, but for inspiration. You know, Danny, we talk about this, but I'm looking at some of the workers on the Mayflower, and I've also seen it on the Morgan too. But is there a select few of people that this trade? I mean, there's not very many people that can do this.
That's true. And part of the reason we do what we do is, number one, to take care of our collection.
Yes.
And if we didn't have our own shipyard and have the talented staff that we do, we could not afford to have the collection, period. We
Right.
need to be able to do it in-house. Part of it is cost. Part of it is also, to your point, it's about techniques. It's about, you know, historic vessel preservation and care is different from you or I taking care of our boat.
That's correct.
And so those skills and knowledge is important to keep alive and keep out there. So it's great, again, to have a project like Mayflower where we can staff up. So we've got more people working, you know, since the Morgan, we haven't had that many people there. And so those people are teaching each other, and we're keeping those skills around. And when that project finishes, some will stay, some will go on to other projects. There's the Ernestina Morrissey up in Maine, for example.
Right.
Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum is working on their Edna B. Lockwood. You know, I don't believe we have people there now, but there are other projects around the country, and people come through our shipyard and go somewhere else, and sometimes they come back. But that's a big part of what we do, is the education and making sure those skills are available to other organizations that need it.
Wow, that's fantastic. And the other thing is, too, just to see the aerial view of that campus and that shipyard. It's massive and it's beautiful.
We love our drone.
Yeah. Well, oh,
We got a drone last year. It was like Christmas.
listen, yeah. Well, my husband got a drone too. It's a little one. We just don't know how to maneuver it, and it's up in the tree.
We sent our guys to
Okay,
drone school, so we're all
so
set.
we didn't go to the drone school. Okay, just so you know, we went to the Brookstone, read the directions, and it's up in the tree. Anyways, we'll just keep that at that. So, Arlene, a little bit more, just kind of to wrap up your end of it.
Yeah, sure. We also have Docktails and Dancing, which is
What is that?
Docktails and
Dancing?
Dancing. Yes.
Who came up with that? That's fantastic.
Thank you. It's so that takes place on July 22nd from 7 to 10 p.m. It's in conjunction with the Antique and Classic Boat Rendezvous that's going on that weekend. And basically, it is just a really fun dance party in the boat shed, open air, out on the dock. The band performing this year is Sugar, everybody's local favorite band, well loved. So we're
That's
really,
another
really
great
excited
band.
to have Sugar.
great.
Yes, so that's a really fun night.
Yeah.
Just come and have a drink.
And again, outside.
Yep, outside, open. Yeah, it's open air. It's in the boat shed, so you're undercover, but it's you still feel like you're outside.
You're really outside.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it's
open
a
all
really
the way
fun
around.
night. This will be our third summer doing it. It's been a really popular event.
So if you have a boat, can you actually tie up at the seaport? Do you have a regular type of marina?
Yes, we can. So we have transient slips and bulkhead space. So if you want to bring your boat, call our dock office or email them. They're on our website, and you can spend the night at Mystic Seaport. And museum admission comes with your boat. So,
I don't know if many people know that, but that's a good
yeah,
thing.
it's a great. So you get free admission to the museum. We have all the facilities you're going to need, and the best part from people who stay is that, again, when the museum closes, you get sort of the run of the grounds, and that you're there after hours. The sun goes down. There's some other boaters around you. You can walk around a bit. That's one of the favorite things people over and over tell us is that that evening at Mystic Seaport on your boat. For the night is a great time.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Really
magical.
Yeah.
And
That's how we need to get in, is from a boat.
Right,
From the boat side. Yeah.
secret at night. And then the Sabino, you don't have to pay admission
That's
to
correct.
get.
We're changing the operation for Sabino a bit. We used to do a lot of 30-minute just up around the museum.
Right.
We're doing one of those, but we're doing 2 long downriver cruises, which is really where Sabino shines. That quiet glide down the river. So we're doing one in the afternoon, and then we're doing a sunset cruise. And you don't have to pay museum admission for that. We'd love it for you to come and do it as well. Yeah. But if you just want to do the cruise, our gate, you'll buy your ticket, and our gate will then let you in and send you over to the boat, and you can just do the cruise if that's all you want to do that day.
Dan and Arlene, I like, somebody said, Kristin, it's sort of the ta-da moment. I mean, the seaport really has come into itself. It's, at its best. Right now?
We think so. We've got as our President Steve White said, we're whole for the first time.
Yeah,
really
love
almost
that
a decade.
Statement.
We've
I
got
love that statement.
Pretty much everything done.
Right.
So now let's really work on leveraging what we've put together.
And bring it in.
Yes, exactly.
I think. Arlene, we just have a few seconds. Anything else that you want to add?
Well, I think we have something about a ship.
Yes, well, so...
just the last
little thing. So,
always has to come in.
The crew of our favorite Viking longship, the Drake and Herald Harfargre, which I mispronounced, but I tried.
Nicely
you
done.
Did fantastic. You studied before you came
I'm
here.
still not there yet.
Yeah.
But they are going to be
Drake and-
opening the ship to tours. They were incredibly popular last fall when they were open for 5 days.
A lot of
They're
press
going to
on
open
that.
for 5 days a week all summer through September 4th, starting on June 30th, the Wooden Boat Show. So you can go, you can buy your ticket online, you can buy it at the ship. The crew will give you a little tours every 30 minutes. The hours vary on the days. They're closed Monday and Wednesday, but they're open the other days. So check our website. But we're really excited to have them back. And there was so much excitement about her visit when she arrived. And the crew is fantastic. We're happy to have them here all summer, and happy that that they can share their boat and their experience of sailing across the Atlantic with our visitors. So
that's fantastic.
That starts June 30th.
Thank you for that great news. Arlene, Marionette, thank you for all you do and the programs that you're bringing to the Mystic Seaport. Dan McFadden, one of my favorites, but don't tell anybody, but now that you hear that, he is. His wife is even better for
Thank you,
saying
Susette.
that.
Yes, she is.
But thank you guys so much for what you do for our community, for the Mystic Seaport. Kristin, always a pleasure to sit side by side every week.
Thank you, Susette.
We are Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Good evening.